What is up, Square Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos, and today we're coming at you from the mobile command center here, and I'm bringing you the Shenron hand destruction deck that we had featured in our most recent Battle Chamber video. Now, I do apologize for the length and how long it's taken me to get this deck out. It's just working out some kinks here and there, but this is what we have for you. Now, this deck has since been reconstructed and rebuilt a couple times, so these cards and the ratios might be a little different, but I wanted to shout out my teammates David and Brian. They were the ones that really worked hard on this deck together. I believe the original build was Brian's, but David kind of went ahead and made a couple changes here and there, and he's been playing it ever since and has had a lot of success with it, so I want to shout you guys out. And like I said, you know, to date right now, it could be a couple cards here and there that are different. You know, I'll bring you updates as, you know, it gets changed, but for the most part, I kind of just wanted to show you what to expect and what's like a good skeleton if it's something that you wanted to build yourself. So obviously we're using the Shenron leader because it's the best Dragon Ball leader that we have. You know, tap 2, search a Dragon Ball from life or deck and add it to your hand. It's just really good because it turbos out your Dragon Balls. We're not going to go into too much detail on the leader because it literally does the same thing in pretty much all of the Shenron decks, but it is the better one to use for the synergy with the Dragon Balls. So as you can see, we're running a 4-3 split between regular Dragon Balls and the 1-star ball. This being a hand destruction variant, you definitely want to get your 1-star balls out early as soon as possible because you're going to be denying your opponent resources, which is the name of the game here when it comes to this with this deck and this build. So you're playing the 3 1-star balls because it's literally for 1 energy. Your opponent discards a card and then you replace a card. So you don't really have a turn 1 in this deck because you're playing a slower control strategy with the hand. So you know, being able to play the 1-drop ball is not that bad of a turn 1. And then we have 3 Dragon Radars. So in this deck specifically, it has multiple uses. Yeah, you can tap 1 to draw 2 cards by just getting the regular Dragon Balls, but for the most part, you're going to try to want to get your 1-star balls back so you can use them again and kind of take more cards out of your opponent's hand. But it also has the added effect of getting your Child's Wishes or your World Pieces from the drop area back to your hand so you can reuse them, which is really good. I mean, me personally, I think 3 is a little too much, but I understand the logic behind it because you want to get your 1-star balls back in your hand to be able to constantly reuse them. Then we have 3 Child's Wish, which is self-explanatory. There's a couple targets in this deck. You have, you know, the Preface and the Quick Thinking, and of course your Super Combo. It's a very good card. You know, you're bringing out a 3-drop for 1 less energy, and then you could use it for free off your leader if you need to. Then you have 4 Super Combos, standard. You have 2 World Peace, which is good because you're playing objections, so you're going to be able to ramp up to your bigger drops, and then you're going to be able to just bring out, you know, your 4 and 5 drops off of World Peace for free with the Shenron leader, so it's really good. Then we have Figure of Majesty. It's a really good card. I mean, you can hard cast it for 4 and then just draw a card and untap 2 energy and just leave them on board. Specifically with this deck, you know, you're giving a lot of your attackers critical because there's some that have double strike, you know, that at all costs gets triple strike at certain points, so it's really good. And you can always reanimate your super combos from the drop area and continue to reuse them. It's got a lot of utility. I think it's a really good card. I think at some point in the meta, it's going to become a staple because it's just so good. Then we have the 1 5-drop Shenron. Now, this card is kind of bad, but kind of good at the same time. You know, if you can bring them out for free with World Peace, it's really good because it draws you 2 cards, and then you can give one of your battle cards triple strike. And if you have like a Quick Thinking Gotenks on there with triple strike and critical, I mean, that's pretty savage. The other effects is if you hard cast it, you can untap 4 energy and draw a card, so it just becomes a 1-drop, draw 2 cards. The only thing, I don't really like this card too much in comparison to Shenron Majesty because it's only an auto. It's not a once per turn. Shenron, the 4-drop, is a once per turn, so you constantly get to reuse the effect. Whereas this is just like a one-time bomb that comes out and does things. But it's cute, you know. It's not bad, and you know, giving something with critical triple strike is always good. Then of course you have your obligatory 4 Sensu Bean and 2 Whisk Coercion. You have to have blue sources to charge for objection, and Sensu Bean's just really good because it can restand all your energy, and Whisk Coercion's still a really good negate. Then of course you have objection, which is your ramp to get to your higher drop, so you can play your cards for free with World Peace. Then I really like the 3 Preface. Now, I like Preface of Recovery Son Goku. I've always liked the card. It just feels like it's better now because of Child's Wish. You can literally hardcast Child's Wish and play this card, and then when Preface comes out, it untaps 2 energy anyway. So it's coming out for free no matter what. And if you've utilized a lot of your energy and you haven't used your leader skill yet, you can just play Child's Wish for free, bring him out, and then untap 2 energy. It's really good, has a lot of synergy, a lot of utility with the untap mechanic, and it's a 15k beater on board with barrier, so that's never bad. But it's just a good, solid, all-around card that you're going to be using to restand your energy and further your plays. Then we have Quick Thinking Gotenks, which in my opinion I think is the best card in the deck. I mean, this card is so good. It's a 3-drop 15k Child's Wish target with critical, and every time it attacks it draws a card, which is disgusting. If you want to go ahead and use your Shenron's ultimate ability on this card and give it triple attack, you're going to draw 3 cards and you're going to have triple attack critical. And if you just so happen to have the 5-drop on board and give it triple strike, you're going to be doing some serious damage. I mean, cards that generate you hand advantage in a hand advantage deck that you're going to be out advantaging your opponent every step of the way is always really good. Quick Thinking Gotenks is one of the better cards that we've had printed in set 5. So if you guys are thinking about using it, just use it. It's a really good card. You know, there really are no drawbacks to it. The Union Fusion is even good too if you're playing a Goten and Trunks strategy. You know, you can use the Union Fusion to draw 2 cards. You know, it literally replaces the resources that you've used to bring him out. So it's a really good card. And then probably one of the best, if not the best finisher in the game right now is At All Cost Vegeta. You're playing 3 of them because you have to see this card. It's just really good. When you're at 5 energy, you bring him down. You untap and draw, so he comes out for 1 less energy than his printed cost. And then you can take 2 of your life, add it to your hand, gain triple strike, and plus 3,000 power for each energy you have charged. Oh, and you also get to kill the creature. So he's a triple strike. Like, he's going to be huge. And then if you want to give him triple attack with your Shenron leader, that's 9 damage right there. This guy can literally finish the game off and win the game by himself. It's that good. There's not much more I can say about this card. Get them while you can. They're skyrocketing in prices. You know, I got mine while they were still cheap. I only have 2. I wish I could have 2 more. But I got mine while they were still cheap. So if you're looking to get them now because it's a great card. And it's going to be a great card for a very long time. Next we have Beerus, Divine Vanquisher. This is the SR from Tournament of Power. It's a 5-drop 25k double strike. But its auto is ridiculous. You know, when you attack your opponent, they have to discard cards that equal up to 6 energy or 6 cost. I mean, as long as they have a 6 cost worth of energy on the board, it just lends itself to more of that hand disruption strategy and discarding cards or killing energy. You know, if you have nothing to discard, you got to do it. It's part of its auto. So it's just another one of those oppressive cards that, you know, kind of gives your opponent a hard time, you know, and a nightmare essentially, because it's a 25k beater with double strike that they have to kill, or else you're just going to keep losing cards. It's just one of those really solid cards that in a Shenron type deck is just highlighted more, because you can essentially bring them out for free with World Peace, and it's just that good of a card. And then of course, you know, you have your 4 Infernal Machines. This card is just nuts. You know, it comes out, you discard 2, your opponent discards 2. If you leave your opponent at 6 life, you can just bring this guy down, give him your Shenron ultimate ability, and just win the game. I mean, yeah, they're going to get 6 cards off of it, but their hand's going to be so little to your, like, 11 to 15 card hand that there's not much they're going to be able to do to get out of it. They can't negate, so counters are right out the window. They literally just have to combo out of all that damage. And if you give him critical with the with the Majesty Shenron, there's just literally no getting back from playing this card. So that's pretty much your Shenron hand destruction build. I mean, of course, this isn't like the end-all be-all. I'm sure that there's cards that you can tech in depending on your play style. I'm sure there's adjustments that you can make, depending on what you want to do and how you want to further your strategy and ultimately win your game. But I wanted to get the deck profile out because it had been requested, and I wanted to show you guys what we were kind of thinking about as far as the ratios and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all the comments and the feedback that you give us in our Battle Chamber series. We really do appreciate it, and we really have a lot of fun making those videos and getting quality, gameplay matches for you guys with quality commentary. So I'm glad it's been translating to a lot of positivity. Just we really appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for watching. Again, shout out to my teammates David and Brian for cooking up this little bad boy here. And if you guys are looking to play something oppressive, try it out, see how it works for you, and let me know in the comment section down below. We'll see you in the next video. Be there or be squared.